25 was such an interesting year because both my parents got married at 25, so I always assumed I was going to get married at 25. Pressure. That was just in my head from the time I was little.
I thought I'd have a kid by 25.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And see, I
thought I'd have kids by 25. And
wow.
Then I
thought I would by
25 came and I was like, hell no. At this point in my life, I have never been discriminated so much for how old I am. Like, I'm 29, and then when you tell people that, they're like, oh my God, you're 29? As if, like, I'm gonna die tomorrow. Like, did you?
After 25, I feel like, you know, like 24 is like, oh my gosh, 23 is like, you're so young. 24, you're so young.
Mid-20s.
25 is like, so when are you gonna get married and have kids?
Yeah.
And then 26, you're old.
Yeah.
Like, you're old at 26.
No, I got it really bad this year. I feel like I got it pretty bad.
Unfortunately, I really do feel like there is a lot of ageism, especially for women.
Especially in Hollywood.
I mean, but just like in this country, it's like they have this idea, and it's something that I've seen a lot of pushback in the media lately, is that, you know, when it comes to relationships, they have this onus put on women to be the caretaker. You know, so it's like when you hit 30, you're supposed to be this caretaker. You're supposed to be this. You're supposed to have this husband.
Married.
You're supposed to be, you know,
Kids,
married with kids. It's almost like they make you a rehab center for families.
But then, if
You know?
they find out a guy is 30, oh, he has a job. Oh, he's stable. Oh, he owns a house. And it's
Yes.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
then
totally
for us,
double
it's
standards.
like expiration date.
Yeah.
You know what I feel like part of the issue is that when it comes to girls, when you're talking about a 15-year-old girl, they say things to 15-year-old girls like, oh, you know, girls mature faster than boys. Girls have their lives together. Girls have, you know, they give the expectation that girls are supposed to act more mature than what they actually are because boys aren't on your level yet. So by the time we are 25 and 30, they have this expectation that your life is just supposed to be put together a certain way. So for boys, because they have that mentality that boys mature fast, you know, but mature slower than girls, and they do everything later. So when you have a 30-year-old who has his life together, they're like, oh my God, he's doing so well. And you're like, he is a grown man.
Wow. Because they have low expectations.
They have
Low expectations
They do.
for everything.
Yes.
Single dads. It's like, single moms have been doing that forever.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, and not even just with single parents, but just like if a man is watching his children, it's like, oh, he's babysitting. You are not
What an
babysitting. You are
angel.
parenting.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are a
I know.
parent. You are not babysitting your own child.
Yes.
You are a grown adult who is
should be
taking
watching your
care
child.
of your child. You are not babysitting.
Yeah.
But they have such a low expectation of men that when they hit 30 and they paid off their car, they're like, by golly, that man has done something.
Yeah.
But for us, it's like, so your clock is ticking, so what's next?
How do you feel about turning 30? Because it's
Yeah.
coming.
Right.
How do you feel
I
it's
know.
coming?
Honestly, I feel like I'm not scared. I'm not worried or anything. Like the way people react when I tell them is what's kind of like, whoa, like, am I
That's
supposed to
jarring.
be? Like, am I supposed to be reacting in a way? Because I feel fine. If anything, like, this year has been, like, just mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, one of the best years. And I feel like I can't let anybody else like ruin that for me, especially people who are younger. It's hard for me to describe to them what I'm going through because it's almost as if they either don't believe it, like I'm just telling myself this. No, I really don't. When I turned 25, I wasn't scared. When I turned 28, when I turned 29, was not worried. Same thing with 30. It's only because of the way society reacts to it.
Yes.
I don't feel any different.
25 was such an interesting year because both my parents got married at 25, so I always
Oh, God.
assumed I was going to get married at
No
25.
pressure.
That was just in my head from the time I was little. I broke up with my college boyfriend of 6 years when I was 25. And I was like,
oh, whoa.
Not getting married at 25. Okay, let me rethink my entire future that I had laid out for myself and go. So it was a whole new world.
No, I thought I'd have a kid by 25.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And see, I
thought I'd
never
have
had
kids by
any of that.
25. And
Wow.
then I was
I
like,
thought I would by
25
27.
came and I was like, hell no.
And see, that was never my thought process because my parents used to tell me all the time because, like, I mean, when my parents got married, it was the 70s, you know, and everyone was getting married really young. And my parents were in their late 20s when they got married. I think my mom was like 27. And my dad, my parents were like 27, 28 when they got married. And my mom used to always tell us, you know, travel, see the world, go do things, live life, enjoy, and, you know, and have a good time. Because when you get married and you have kids, you know, and not so much when you get married, but when you have kids, your priorities change. And you can't just drag them everywhere. You have to really, like, you know, learn how to, you know, settle and be stable. But I want you to experience as much life as you possibly can, you know, before you settle down and get married. Because I don't ever want you to feel like you missed anything. You know, so that was always my mindset is like, I still have stuff to do. You know, and if Pierce wouldn't have come along and like insinuated himself in my life, I would still be single running shit, you know?
Running shit, yeah.
I mean, I was having a good time. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was enjoying life. And then Pierce came along and I was like, what the hell? You know?
My future husband.
Yeah. And then it's like the sad
They
part.
trapped us.
Right. And then here's the crazy part. The really crazy part is like when I got engaged, you can literally see that playing in my mind if you look at the engagement video. Because you literally see when he's like talking and I'm just like, okay. And then he gets down on his knees and I'm just like,
We were so excited.
yeah.
Did you guys know ahead of time?
Yeah.
Pierce told us. He was like, "You
Everyone
have to
knew
come."
but me.
Everyone knew.
Everyone knew but me. But you literally see that moment on my face where I went, like, shit, what's happening? Like,
Yeah.
and you know, and
Over.
and you know,
It's just beginning.
it is. It's just beginning. But it's
Yeah.
funny having
Yeah.
that moment of, you know, especially for me thinking like, you know, I have so much stuff to do and I have so many things to accomplish. And because my mom and my dad were very like vocal about live life, you know, and then you can live life more later, you know, when you have a family, your first priority is taking care of your family. And then, then, you know, when they get a little older, then you can live life more. Like my parents, they traveled a lot when we were little and would take us places, but it was when we got a little bit older, you know, and my dad was
Those
like,
first few years, you can't do anything.
it's really difficult,
Yeah.
you know. So my dad was, you know, my mom and my dad were just like, you know, we wanted you guys to experience life outside of New Orleans and to understand there's a huge world out there. So for me, turning 30 and not being married and not having kids, I was like, dodge a bullet, you know. I was good with that. I didn't feel any sort of having to have that. You know, I didn't feel that way. The only time it started to hit me was when, and I'm gonna tell you this now, but this don't leave the room. But when they tell you that stuff about having kids after 35
Don't get
and
me
they
started.
use that word geriatric,
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
And
You
you
kept
want-
saying that.
Oh,
and
gosh,
you want to
yes.
smack a hoe
Wait,
every
I'm
single
confused.
time.
They
what is
kept
this?
telling me while pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
That I was
is
going to
this?
be for the next pregnancy. If you're north of 35, you're AMA, advanced maternal age, and it's considered a
Geriatric pregnancy.
You're too old.
They call, yes.
Past
they
35.
Past
35 is
35.
What
the-
the hell? My new goal to have kids is at 35.
Girl, you better live your
Like-
life. You better drink your water,
I'm
be
like-
happy, and
I'm
live your
like,
life,
but
People
okay?
are
Kids
having
ain't gonna
babies
happen.
later.
I'm getting married.
No, don't you
No,
do you
I'm gonna
on your own
celebrate.
time.
Do you on your own time,
Do on
because
your
you know,
own
like,
time. Just
even,
know that the medical industry will tell you
yeah.
That's the term.
that you are a advanced maternal age.
Let me tell
geriatric
you,
pregnancy.
Carrie told me, she was like, girl, I had both my children after 35.
Yeah, she did.
I
Yeah.
wish someone would tell me that mess.
Yeah.
You know, and she was just like, I was completely happy and healthy. So, I mean, it's definitely doable.
Yeah.
Perfectly healthy, doable. But they tell you that. They tell you that that G word creeps up on you and you just want to backhand everyone you come across. Because you're just like,
know.
who are you
Yeah.
to tell me that?
Yeah.
And then I was looking at my doctor and I was like, you have nose hairs that I can see, which means you're old.
You
You're
wait a
old.
minute.
Wait,
You were old.
Arlene, you said this to your doctor?
I did. And I was like, I was like, I can count your nose hairs from here. You're the one who's geriatric.
I cannot believe you said that.
And he looked at me and I looked at him.
And that was that.
That
You
face.
did the side, the tilt with the eyes.
You done?
Yep.
The thing that's amazing is that everyone has the opportunity of redefining 30.
It's like a rebellious act.
It is. And it's telling society that they have no control over what you are and what 30 looks like and what 30 acts like and what 30 sounds
Exactly.
like. And it is a rebellious effort. It's a rebellious moment in time. And this is your definition of 30. It's not my definition. It's not either one of theirs. It's your definition of 30. And your definition of 30 is going to be beautiful. And it's going to be powerful. And it's going to be exactly what you need.
I've
Because
never
it's yours.
felt so confident, powerful
Yeah.
than the way that
Yeah.
I feel right now.
Amazing.
I can see that though.
There's a quote that I read in the past year that was like, in a society that profits off of our insecurities, like liking yourself is a rebellious act.
It is. It
It
is.
is because people want you to feel insecure.
Yeah.
People want you so that it's easy for people to push you or put you down.
Or also for them to feel comfortable in their own insecurities.
Yes, that is not our job. Like,
Yes.
it is not our job for other people to feel comfortable with themselves, with their life.
Another thing that I think that women of our age group have dealt with is that you grow up with a lot of preconceived notions about what a woman is, and they teach you this is how a woman is, this is how you be a respectful woman. But as we've gotten older, we've started to reevaluate those ideas, and we've started to adapt our own ideas to what womanhood means. And I think that what makes this 30s age group different right now is that we're the first generation that's really making our own rules for what womanhood is.
Because we really are just doing whatever we want.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah.
what it is.
Exactly.
She's like, you look old. She's like, wow, your face, it's really 30. Wow, you really changed at 30.
Did you have work done?
Would walk around completely naked and was loving every second of it.